The last speaker of session 2 is Mr. Juha Kokkonen, the CEO of the Finnish company Kanatu. Mr. Kokkonen describes himself as an innovative, result-oriented executive product and business leader with wide international experience in companies such as Microsoft and Nokia. He has extensive experience in product and program management, product making, portfolio planning, business management, strategy creation, and bringing innovations to the market. With global experience, he leads successful teams in US, Europe, China, and Japan. Mr. Kokkonen will present us a lecture about carbon, nanobot, new 3D touch steering wheel. Mr. Kokkonen, please give us more information about your technology.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juha Kokkonen. I'm heading the Kanatu. It's my privilege to be here today in this virtual conference. I think these virtual conferences are starting to be a new normal. What I'm going to present today is here bringing smart devices UX to the cars. So the kind of key idea here is about the Origo steering wheel. If you look at today's world, for example, smartphones, tablets, car center information displays, their touch interface is always there, predominantly flat, or in maximum there is some curvature here. What we, as a Kanatu, what we can bring there based on our three-dimensionally shaped carbon nanopod based touch interface is that you can have basically any shape. They can be beautifully, seamlessly integrated three-dimensional shapes in your car interior. As well as this capacitive touch can be integrated with almost any material, non-conductive material. Our vision at Kanatu is that any surfaces, any interior surfaces can be smart in the future. Here you see the cockpit and examples where we can apply this new material. I'm going to focus today to the steering wheel part. This concept, this three-dimensional shaped concept, has been winning various different type of awards, innovation awards, material awards, brand awards, design awards, and now lately also HMI award. What makes automotive industry super exciting is that many trends are happening there in parallel. A huge changes where you have basically 3 to 4 happening in parallel, and even one of them would be a huge one. So electric vehicles are coming there to improve the climate change or to kind of solve the climate change. You have autonomous driving coming there. You have new user experience where we are moving away from the physical knobs and buttons to the multimodality with voice and touch, as well as the cars are getting connected and shared. What we as a Kanatu, what we can bring to this world, when it comes to ADAS area, to the autonomous driving, we can help to making these ADAS sensors to work with any weather. Basically having in front of the lidars and the cameras, the heating element, three-dimensionally shaped heating element, that prevents snow and fog and frost and melt it away. Second big thing is, of course, this user experience change what we are talking about today, that this three-dimensional shaped touch surfaces can be everywhere and your whole cockpit could be smart. Your cars are getting connected, your upgradability is coming there. And from the, as an example, from the EV cars. So think about, for example, heating your windshield. If you have an EV car, you need to use your battery, first of all, to generate heat and then blow it up to your windshield. And that takes a lot of energy away. Instead, for example, with Canatu's future products, you could have there the Canatu's film that is heating the windshield instead of using a lot of power on from your battery. Our company has unparalleled expertise in carbon nanomaterials, material solutions with strong capability to bring revolutionary new products to the markets. And these products are, like mentioning there, they are 3D formable, flexible, and transparent 3D touch, capacitive touch sensors, as well as heating elements for the ADAS sensors, as well as for the headlamps. This company has been founded already a long time ago, over 10 years ago. You see our factory, what is a headquarter that is in Finland. And this is actually based on the Aalto University research. And we have patents for the material, to the synthesis, as well as for the many applications. This is actually not anymore like a new startup. We have been operating already for 5 years, and we have been delivering so far over 500,000 sensors with no field returns. We also made last year a major licensing deal with Denso, and we have been building the manufacturing facilities to them. And we have a couple of the major key strategic partners that are also our investors, to mention just few, like 3M, like Forcia, as well as Denso. So let me get now to the main topic of today, to the Origo steering wheel that is bringing the smart device-like user experience to the cars. If you look at today's world, billions of people are using their smartphones, operating this way with their thumbs. We came together with a group of the people from Finland, from the really innovative companies, and start thinking, how could we bring this very familiar user experience to the automotive industry as well. So we were concepting various type of things. We did the consumer study, user studies, and we thought that, hey, what is the kind of most natural place? Of course, to have your control in your car is your steering wheel, because you're holding your hands there anyhow, natural. The key question was then that, hey, how do you bring this natural interface in such a manner that it will be super intuitive and easy to use? And that way, we came also in the one idea that what was introduced already over 10 years ago, and that was the iPod, where you have this scroll touch, where you operate super easily, super intuitive manner in your UI structure. So that was one inspiration for us as well. And actually, the result of this work was this Origo steering wheel HMI structure. This consists of the steering wheel as well as the UI really integrated nicely together. The real innovation here are these touchpad wings, what you can see on right side and left side of the steering wheel. So let me play you a video to get the idea how this steering wheel is functioning. First of all, if we think about today's touch in our cars, what happens there is that I need to move my focus from looking forward towards the center information display. And secondly, I need to find how do I operate there. So I need to put my index finger there and reaching out the center information display that is typically quite far away. That moves focus away from driving. And there's an Ohio University study telling that if a driver loses attention for 2 seconds, the risk for accident is doubling. So that was a kind of one fundamental thing that, hey, how do I can remove moving my fingers and my attention away, but I can have my fingers on the steering wheel. We wanted to now operate also that I don't need to operate those with my index finger, but I can naturally operate with my thumbs. And the third key idea there was that those 3D touch elements on the steering wheel, like on this iPod, you have a shape there that makes it super easy for me without watching the steering wheel, without looking at the steering wheel to operate them. Exactly the similar manner as you have a radio volume button in your car, you have even a muscle memory to find it and you don't need to look at that. So that we can provide here improving safety with intuitive HMI. I can operate in familiar manner with my thumbs, minimizing the distractions there. And instead of looking sideways, like typically the touch user interface in smartphones, tablets have been planned such a manner that I have full attention to the UI. That's not possible in cars. So therefore I need to do it different manner. And these are controls are easily accessible because of this 3D shape, as well as you can provide, like you can see, really nice, beautiful, sleek design. The primary functions on the steering wheel are right and left side, these wing touch controllers. In the middle of that one, you have a touchpad. Around the touchpad, you have scroll touch, like in iPod. And this scroll touch is intended to be the key function to operate in your menu, either up and down or in this menu, like in rounded manner. In some UI cases, you can go from left to right, from icon to icon. If you want to make the selection, you are pressing the touchpad in the middle. You can also type into this center pad, so like letters there, if you need to find an address. On right-hand side, you have similar type of wing, touch wing. And you have a similar type of scroll touch there and touchpad. And in our UI, and this is now in this our UI concept, it does not have to be this way in your car UI and UX. The right-hand side is intended to operate the menu structure and the lists, and left-hand side is intended to make the selection adjusting things. So as an example, if I go into temperature menu, I'm selecting my left-hand side temperature area, and on left-hand side, I'm selecting then the temperature. Let's put it 20 degrees Celsius. Also, when you have a UI structure, what is the fundamentally important? Hey, I get easily to the home. So therefore, we have dedicated here a specific home shortcut button. That's always very fundamental when you're developing the UI. Also, it's super important, how do I go back? I can go always back when I'm swiping from right to left with my left touchpad. We have added here other shortcuts like indicator shortcuts, also the cruise. And these are, of course, something that different OEMs may see different needs, and the different portfolio levels, you may have different needs for these shortcuts. But this is the example how it can be implemented in this real ergonomic manner. And we have even included here, how can you start and stop, the start the car with holding your finger for a while on this slider and then moving it right to starting your engines there. And what is in this UI, what is important to understand, that the function, shape, and the design that is done on the steering wheel is following on your UI. Or you could say that the UI is, your hardware is following your UI. So there's perfect match between the user experience, UI, hardware design with these three-dimensionally shaped touch areas. Like you can see here, as a main menu, you have on your right-hand side the main menu where you can select your communication, your settings, your media for your climate control, and so on. And on the left-hand side, like I mentioned, you can then adjust these things. Getting further here, what does this UI allows you is that it is allowing you to use these thumbs, minimizing the distraction while you're driving your car. These touchpad areas are placed really ergonomically in the area that you can operate it nicely while you are driving your car, and having the menu settings on right hand side, and with left hand side you can do these adjustments there. As an example here, if I need to do the climate control, so with my right thumb I'm selecting the climate menu, and selecting there also that, hey, I would like to adjust temperature, and then with my left thumb I'm selecting and adjusting the right temperature there. Another example that could be the navigation, and now I'm inside the navigation UI. I need to select a street where I would like to head. So with my right hand thumb, I can there type the letters and the street name, and then I'm getting the selections of the list on the left hand side. And when I find the right one, I can select that one there, or I can go through the list for those streets what are there. But there are even more. That is something that I was super excited with this innovation, is that oftentimes with your UI, for example, with mapping, you have to do zoom in and zoom out. And you are doing that pinching and zooming with your thumb and the index finger. Now in this UI case, when you have two touchpads, actually what you can do is that you can zoom out and zoom in using easily your thumbs without going there and starting to do like this one on your steering wheel or further away to your display. This is something, one simple example of the great UI innovation done here. These 3D touch wing models, they are really simple components there. And you have like the fully design freedom because of this carbon nanopod structure of being totally bendable and stretchable, so that they can be the shape what fits to your brand as well as fits to your design strategy. And of course, you want to bring the great ergonomics there. So you have a full design freedom there. These can be really robust injection molded structures, all laminated structures. They can be thin, they can be light, they can be simple to integrate. And what is great here as well is that we are providing here lightning structure. You can have, of course, the vibration there as well to make your user experience as smooth as possible, as simple as possible, as well as having this beautiful look at. Industrial design is shown here. I think that I don't want to kind of explain it. It's hard to explain it. You have to see it. and we would like to show this to you in your premises, or at hopefully having in the future also physical shows that we can attend. This concept, what we are very proud of, has been now winning German Design Award for human-machine interface. And I think that I'm super delighted that this was the now combining the hardware, UI, and total experience together. So it was not like the UI concept or hardware concept, but it was combining the total concept where design follows function. So the key benefits what this concept is providing is, of course, enhanced safety. You don't need to move your attention away and start looking where are the icons, but you can do the operations with your thumbs that with these three-dimensionally shaped structures. It is very intuitive user experience, easy to operate, as well as this is providing total design freedom of doing this wing concept and your steering wheel concept in a manner you feel best for your design and for your brand, as well as for your user experience. So all of this, what we brought to the world was the bringing the smart device user experience to the cars. And I'm super happy to show more about this one, show demonstrations of this product, and then you can see my contact details underneath. So thank you for your attention, thank you for following this one, and thank you for our great partners of doing this together with me. Thank you.